What's up, Grace Girls? Welcome to the Allow Yourself Grace podcast, where we focus on helping Black women change their lives by discarding negative thoughts, pivoting in the right direction, and shifting their mindset through cultivating a trauma free lifestyle. I'm your host, Courtney Kristen, educator, content creator, life coach, counselor, and mental health enthusiast living in Houston, Texas. I created the Allow Yourself Grace podcast because I wanted to create a space for Black women to share their thoughts, feelings, and stories that make them who they are without fear of judgment. Allow Yourself Grace provides emotional support and encouragement within the Grace Girls community for women in need of non biased opinions from women other than family and friends. Personal development, self care, career, faith are among many of the topics we will discuss on this platform. Allow Yourself Grace podcast is here to encourage Black women to live unapologetically and thrive in being authentically who they are and were designed to be an entire vibe. No topics are off limits. We will cover it all. Now, grab a notebook, pen, sit back, and enjoy the show. What's up, Grace Girls? Welcome back to another episode of the Allow Yourself Grace podcast. This is episode number 5. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. Whether you're listening or maybe you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much. I definitely appreciate the support. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell. If you are listening, don't forget to hit the follow button. And so that way you're notified every time a new episode is posted. I'm your host, Courtney Kristen. And again, I'm so happy to have you guys. Let's get right into the episode. Today's topic is mindset matters. Mindset matters. My quote for today is take control of your mind, take control of your life. I have two. Okay, that's the first one. Take control of your mind, take control of your life. Take control of your mind, take control of your life. The next one is these two really resonated with me when I thought about this topic. The next one is if you don't give anything, don't expect anything. Success is not coming to you. You must come to it. Success is not coming to you. You must come to it. How important is mindset in success? So, if you're like me and, you're on social media, maybe you have a podcast, maybe you are just a person who has a social media account, you get on, you view everybody, you look at everybody. But if you're like me, when you get on social media, some of the stuff really doesn't intrigue you. So you start to look for people who are influential. Like I look for other entrepreneurs, I look for other wives, I look for other positive influences to follow, right? And so what I'm noticing is that a lot of really, really successful people, the first thing you will hear them say is that it starts with your mindset, right? Because though people will ask them like, what advice would you give to a person who is looking to do what you do, or a person who is aspiring to be successful? What advice would you give them? And so the first thing I get, like I've listened to so many people of all races, and they all say the same thing. And so the common factor is that it starts with your mindset. Like it all starts with your mindset. In order to be successful, it starts in the mind. So it's not even about, like, most people automatically think like if you don't have the material things like Lamborghinis or a big house or, red bottoms and, Birkin bags and all this all these things that you're not successful, but success starts in your mind. It starts in your mind. And every successful person that I follow, they all say the same thing. It starts in your mind. It starts in your mind. If you believe that you can do something, or you believe that you're successful, or you believe that you are going to be successful, then you give yourself no other option than to be successful. All right. Success is not coming to you. You have to come to it. You have to do something in order to achieve success. Like, you don't just wake up successful. You have to do something. It's something that you have to get up every day and do. It's not something that you just wake up or that you're just born with. Like, even if your mom is successful or your dad is successful, or maybe you were past, like, there's generational wealth in your family, that doesn't make you successful. There's millions of people whose families have money and they're doing nothing productive. They're doing nothing productive. I wouldn't consider them successful. Money doesn't make you successful. It's just a part of this success. And so that's where people fall short, because they believe because they don't have something, they're not successful. And the key word I just said is believe. You believe that. So if you believe it, then you're not. So if you believe that you're never going to be successful, that you're never going to own a home, that you're never going to have a car, that you're never going to have a family, like, you believe these things. You believe these things because you're speaking these things, you're saying these things, you believe them, it's in your mind. Then you're not going to have it. Your mindset matters. What you believe about yourself matters. It matters. It matters. Whether you want to believe it or not, it matters. It matters. Stop telling yourself that you're not going to be something. Stop telling yourself that you're not worthy. All those things matters, because the more you say those things, the more they become reality. That's why affirmations are so important, right? Especially important for for people who have children, or if, like, my nieces and nephews come over, like, I'm always open to them seeing the things that I have that motivate me, right? So I like to take a dry erase marker and I write on my mirror, right? It comes off, like, don't die, because somebody just died a little. Take a dry erase marker and write on your mirror your affirmations. I am strong. I am rich. I am these, like, affirm yourself, right? I am beautiful. Like, these are things that we could start doing with children when they're kids, right? When they're kids. When I counsel kids, I have a mirror. The mirror has affirmations around it. I need them to see themselves and say, I am these things. I believe that I am these things. But you wonder why kids grow up but they don't believe these things about themselves, is because it was never instilled in them. And so, unfortunately, that kid is me, right? I was never brought up to say, look in the mirror and say, I'm beautiful, or look and say, I can do this. That's not reality. That's not the reality. And it's not because your parents didn't want to do that for you, it's because they weren't taught, right? So now when you get older, now that I'm older, I have to shift my mindset, right? I have to say, no, I can't have those things. Even though no one else around me has those things, if I want those things, I can have them. There's just something that I'm going to have to do to get them, right? And so that is where we need each other, right? We need each other to encourage one another to say, hey, together we can shift the trajectory of our lives. Like, we can shift the I cannot say that word today. Trajectory of the Black community if we all come together and shift our mindset. Like, we have to stop speaking negativity, because if we speak negativity, negativity is gonna come. It's kind of like if you are around negative things all the time, and like you're around negative energy, and you're around people who don't believe, and people who say you can't do things, then you're probably gonna start to believe those things. You're probably going to start to believe those things. Those things are going to start to become your reality, right? Because the Bible says, so a man think it, so is he. Like, if you think that you can't do something, or you think, oh, I'm not good at this, then you're not going to be good at it, because you're already going into it with the wrong mindset. And too many of you, especially you guys who are parents, are instilling in your children that they can't do something, or they can't have something, or it's not realistic. Let's say that it's not realistic because you've never obtained it, or nobody around you has ever obtained it. You've started to believe that these things or these dreams that your kids have are not obtainable, and they are. They are, but it starts with your mind. It starts with your mind. It starts with your mind. Don't ever let anyone tell you you can't have something, because it all starts here. And so I have to start to believe, right? If you're a person who's thinking negative, you have to tell yourself, I have to start to believe that I can have these things. Research shows that mindset plays a significant role in determining life's outcome. Mindset plays a significant role in determining your life's outcome. So you'd be crazy not to. Like, who wants a negative person around them? Because guess what? The outcome is going to be negative. If you're thinking negative, like if you're already going, for example, if you get a job interview, you're going into the job interview and you're already like, well, if I don't get it, I just don't get it. Or I'm probably not going to get it because they probably already have someone in mind. Then you're probably right, because you just spoke that negative energy. You already were defeated before you went in. So we have to learn to shift our mindsets. We have to think positive. What you can say, guy, if it's for me, I know I'm going to have it. If it's for me, then I'm going to have it. Period. And sometimes, it's all about timing. Maybe it's not the right time for you to have something, but that doesn't mean you can't have it. So by understanding and adapting and shifting your mindset, you can improve your health. You can decrease stress. You can become more resilient to life's changes, instead of always walking around feeling defeated and feeling like someone owes you something. No one owes you anything. You have to go to success. It's not coming to you. You have to go to it. You have to have a mindset of a lion. You have to have the grind of a lion. Like, if you want something, you have to go get it. You have to hunt it. Like, your mindset has to be so set and so focused on what you want that whatever negative thing anybody tells you, or any negativity that anybody tries to plant in your mind, it's just going to be funny to you. It's just going to be funny to you, because there's so many people walking around that are so defeated and have a negative, mediocre mindset. I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. Like, are you kidding me? Why are you mediocre? I don't like that. So if you mediocre, I don't want you around me. It was not designed to be mediocre. You may say it's cocky, but I say it's my mindset, because I don't believe that I'm mediocre. So you are what you believe about yourself. The outcome of your life is determined by your mindset. So many people have a negative mindset about everything. Oh, you think you all that because you drive a BMW. No, I don't. I drive a BMW because it's a nice car and I think I should drive a nice car. Like, don't you think you should drive one too? Like, we make having wealth and being at a certain level in life a negative thing when it's not. And we also think this way because you truly believe that you can't have it. I don't believe that for you. You believe that for you. And we walk around here negative about everything, everything. And most negative people think they know everything. So it's hard to shift their mindset because it's like, wow, they either think they know everything or it's like they truly, truly just believe that they can't have it. Like, it's just so mind-boggling to me because I mean, of course I didn't always think this way, but when I got exposed to different things and I'm starting to see different things, it's like, man, if they can do it, I can do it. And that's all it takes is a little exposure. And so getting out of your norm, getting from around people who lack the things or lack the success that you want is definitely important, and exposing yourself to people who are successful, who have written books, who have done something that you want to do is so important, because the hardest thing you can do is try to shift your mindset but still be around the same type of people in the same type of environment. That is the hardest thing because it's too easy for you to fall back into your negative ways and your negative routine, into just really start to believe what these people are saying and doing, and like believing that you can't have more than what's around you. That's why it's hard for kids to see, like, when I taught school, I was a teacher for a time period. And when I taught, it was just so hard to teach certain things because, first of all, I taught reading and writing. And it's hard for a kid to write about something that they lack exposure to, right? They're taking these state exams and they're being asked to write about things that they've never seen or never been exposed to. And that was so hard. So what did we have to do? We had to spend time as teachers building background knowledge, like showing kids videos, reading articles. We had to really, really put more effort into building background knowledge than we did teaching the skill. Because if I gave them a prompt about their environment, they had a lot to say. But it's hard for somebody to have a lot to say about something that they've never been exposed to. That's why when you try to tell people or you try to inform people about something that they've never been exposed to, they immediately shut it out. They immediately shut it out. They immediately can't relate because they've never been exposed. And so it's hard for people around you, like especially your older family members, to relate to where you're trying to go. So I'm saying all that to say, don't wait to live your dream for everybody. Don't wait to live your dream until everybody supports you, right? Don't wait until to live your dream until everybody supports you, because everybody's not going to support you. Everyone's not going to see the vision. But when you have it here and you have in your mind that I can do this, sis, I got this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be the first one in my family to do this. I always say, I told my family, I'm gonna be the first millionaire in the family. Do they believe it? I don't know. I don't care. Do I believe it? Yes. Period. Nobody's gonna tell me otherwise. So I get it that every female out here is not an alpha female. I get that. I get that. Maybe you're soft spoken, maybe you're quiet. That doesn't mean that you can't have the things you want to have. Does that mean because you're soft spoken, you're gonna have to develop a little more? Sure, I did because I was very reserved, very quiet. This is a lot for me talking on the platform. I've been doing it. This is my third year now, so um, hey, consistency, right? I'm getting it. I got it. I'm gonna like now. I'm starting to be like, you don't like the way I look. You don't like the way I talk. Cool. Somebody else does, right? So, do I slur over words? Do I mess up words? Yes, I do. It's okay. I'm working on it. I know that I do those things, but I can't worry about my flaws. I just have to worry about where I'm going because my mind is made up about where I'm going and what I'm doing. And so I know the vision and I'm sticking to the plan. And so that all starts with your mindset because my mind is set on where I want to go. Um, how does your mindset help you achieve your goals? A growth mindset is the belief that you can learn, change, and improve with time and effort. That means that you're growing and you're evolving and you're changing over time. It's not something that happens overnight. People who have a growth mindset build up strength to overcome challenges instead of giving up. I'm going to stay right there. We develop strength to overcome challenges instead of giving up when it gets tough. As soon as it gets tough, people give up. They're done. Oh man, I tried to do that. Man, it was just too hard for me. I just couldn't do it. Did you try to do it this way? Like, did you try to readjust or did you just say, oh, it didn't work, so I'm giving up? Adjusting and changing your mindset will make all the difference. But people give up because they think they just don't have what it takes to succeed. They'll say, oh, I'm not smart enough. Oh, how do you know all that stuff? I can never learn all that stuff. Guess what? You're right because you're already telling yourself you couldn't do it. You're already telling yourself you can't. So, me, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you. If you think you can't, then you can't because you can't argue with someone who already has their mind made up about something. They have to make up in their mind that I want change. And the change starts with me and it starts in my mind. Why is it important to grow your mindset? A growth mindset empowers people to believe they can develop their abilities and their talents. Because you believe that change is possible and that you see that it's possible because there's people out here who have been to prison, there's people out here who have had abortions, there's women out here who, you know, have been homeless and they're millionaires. There's people out here who don't have a high school diploma, they have a GED. You have people out here who were dropouts and they're rich. Like, it starts with your mindset. When you lock in and you focus on what you want, sis, anything is possible. Anything. I spent a period of my life working. I was literally changing the bathroom at one job and go to the next job. Go to the next job. And they were all uniforms. I had to wear like some khaki pants with a polo. I was leaving one job, going to the next job, changing in the bathroom. So I was going to work at 8 and getting off at 11 at night because I was going from one place to another. And I was going to school. And then there was one time that I graduated and I was still working two jobs, trying to figure it out, trying to figure life out. You know, moved back home twice. There's just things that we go through in life that are setbacks that we don't plan. Of course, none of this is part of our plan. I could have easily said, this is not working. I'm never going to do this. This is hard. Did I cry? Did I stay up at night? Did I drive in my car and cry and contemplate not being here anymore? Like, these are all things that I've done. I've done all those things. Some things I've never shared with people. That's why I created this platform to share. But like, when you push through, you develop the tenacity to keep going, and you make up in your mind that you're not going to let whatever it is that you're going through defeat you. It makes a world of a difference. Like, you begin to see things so much clearer when you pray and ask for clarity, when you start to meditate and just get clear on the vision that you have for your life and get specific about your goals and your wants and your needs. And, I was very specific when I prayed for a husband. I was like, God, look, I can't do this no more. I need the person that's for me. Because some people in their mind, they feel like they can't have the marriage. They can't have the husband. They can't, why don't they have these things? Everybody around them is obtaining these things, but they're the only ones that don't have it. And it's just all about timing, and it's all about you getting clear and you getting specific with God and you becoming closer to Him and focusing in and honing in on what you truly want. And if what you truly want is a husband, and stop saying, and that's another thing. I get it, God, because some of us is, I'm just gonna call it out like I see it because I've been here, and I prayed this prayer. If it's your will, let your will be done, God. Tell God what you want and stop playing. Stop playing. He can see through all the fluff because you're saying that, but yet you really want a husband or you really want children. Like, tell him what you want. It's okay. It's okay. Like, you should have that type of relationship, right? Where you're so comfortable that you're able to tell him what you want because he knows what you're thinking. He already knows it. He knows you. So I'm trying to figure out why you out here playing like you talking to a stranger. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, if you want it, ask for it. But just to know that it's going to come on his timing. But stop praying that prayer because, Lord, let your will be done. What you want? Stop playing because you playing right now. And he probably laughing. I just believe, and it's just me, because if you're serious, you probably can't listen to my podcast because I just believe that God has a sense of humor because I have a sense of humor. And he's not going to equip me with anything he doesn't have. So he makes all of us different, and but yet he makes all of us in his image. So he already knows. He already knows, sis. So stop playing and just get specific about what you want and what you need. And, your expectations, because I'm expecting it to happen. Is it going to happen? I don't know. But God, I'm expecting a husband. I'm expecting to finish this master's degree. I'm expecting you to give me the strength to do this. But just know in everything you have a part to play. You have a part to play in everything. So be ready for that. Be ready to shift your mind because the mindset of a wife and the mindset of a single woman is different. It's just different. So be ready in every season to have a different mindset, because every season of your life requires you to do something different, requires a different version of you every season. And so when you pray, just be very specific, but also be ready for whatever it is that this season is going to require of you. What is the mindset of success? A mindset for success means being able to take responsibility for all that you do, whether it's good or bad. I am so big on this. And I think it's just become as of recent, because I used to give people passes, right? I used to give people passes and I was hurting myself. And so I, first of all, had to learn to take responsibility for what I did, whether it was good or bad. I had to own it. But I also had to ensure that the people around me were taking responsibility and accountability for what they did. Can I force them to do that? No. But I just believe that people should take accountability for their actions. So whether it's good or bad, take responsibility for it, adjust, own it, readjust that mindset, and get back to work. Because am I going to do good things every day? No. There's some stuff I do and I'm like, God, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Why did I do that? Like, I need to not do that again. So, just as long as you're taking responsibility, you're still successful. Like, being successful doesn't mean that you're going to do every single thing the right way or every single thing good, because that's just not realistic. But being successful is taking responsibility for the things that you do. How does your mindset affect your life? Your brain and your beliefs primarily create your mindsets. Research shows that your mindset plays a significant role in determining your life's outcome. I'm mentioning that again because I said that earlier. Shift your mindset. Your mindset could contribute to depression, anxiety, mental health issues. It can cause you to miss opportunities in life. Like, you can miss an opportunity because you're negative. You can miss an opportunity because you don't believe. Like, for example, I started a business last year. The business is not where I want it to be, right? But before I started the business, I didn't have the idea. My husband had the idea. And so we were contemplating two investments, and I'm like, he brought both investments to me. And so I'm researching more. I'm getting excited about them. One of them was less expensive to start than the other. So I'm like, okay, well, let's go with the least expensive one, given what we're trying to do, at this time. So I'm like, cool. So I get in there, I'm learning. I'm like, okay, this seems fairly easy. I'm going. Of course, I stop. That's just that little bit of fear, right? So I believe I can do it. Yes, I believe I can do it. So I'm like, okay, I need to readjust. I need to think about what I can do, trying to get it back going. So before we did it, my husband said, hey, should you ask so and so to be a part of it? This is somebody that I knew, somebody that was close to me, because they're already doing something similar. But what we were trying to do was take it to the next level. Went to this person, asked them, are you interested in partnering? Oh, no, I'm not interested in a partner. I believe, and this is just me, that this person is limiting their success because the opportunity was there. You didn't want it. So now I'm like, okay, cool. I can do it myself. And so my goal is to do it myself because I've already made up in my mind what I'm gonna do. I kind of already see how I'm gonna get there. I really have to pray for clarity because this is something I've never done, but I know I can do it, right? Because it seems like something that I could just pick up on. So I just need to focus on it. And so that's one of my main goals to really focus on this year is that investment, because it's like, who doesn't want to see a return from their investment? So I have my mind made up because I'm not missing this opportunity. I'm not missing this opportunity because if I go in saying, "Oh, I've never done it. Oh, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to give up on it." Then I'm already defeated. I'm already defeated. So I had to regroup, get yourself together. Okay? Come on, sis. You got to go. Like sometimes you have to talk to yourself like that because it's easy for us to get inside of our own heads and talk ourselves out of something. That's easy to do. Talking yourself out of something is so easy. It's so easy to do. Um Also, your mindset, like thinking negative and thinking that you can't do stuff all the time, can lead to anxiety and depression, right? It can lead to you really, really thinking like, man, I can't do this. I cannot do this. I just want to stay in bed. I want to put some covers over my head. I want to watch TV all day and just eat and just chill. I can't do this. We've all been there. Like, if you say you haven't been there, like, I really need to know what you're doing because I've recently been in that place. Like, it hasn't been that long ago that I was in that place. And, like, nobody knew I was in that place. They probably feel like I'm just acting a certain way or I just don't call people or I just don't talk to people. But I was really in a place to where it was like, I don't want to do any of this. I don't want to do anything today. I don't feel like it. I don't feel beautiful. I don't feel like going to the gym. I don't feel like working. I don't feel like doing anything. I don't feel like talking to anyone. Nobody's checking on me. Like, I literally just had to pick myself up and be like, look, sis, come on. You gotta get it together. Your family loves you. Your friends love you. Your husband loves you. Like, you have people who genuinely want to see you win. And, I'm still struggling with the social part, right? Because it's like, I want to go around a lot of people. No, I don't. Do I want to? Yes. Do I want to? No. Like, this is me in my mind. I'm just playing this out for y'all, how this goes. So, you're not alone, is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you're not alone. Those thoughts are going to come, those times are going to come. But what's important is that you always pick yourself back up and you always get that mindset together. And so that's what the Grace Girls community is all about. Like, we're all about helping each other stay on track, holding each other accountable, a place where we can share and not feel judged. Everyone is entitled to their thoughts, everyone's entitled to their opinions about whatever it is that's happening in their lives. I'm entitled to feel the way I feel. Like, I don't always want to hear get over it. That's not what I always want to hear. I just want somebody to hear me out. And, I wanted to create this space for you guys to have where somebody could just hear you out. Like, it may not be your sister, it may not be your mom, it may not be your best friend, but somebody that's still a relatable person who looks like you that could just hear you out. They don't know anything about you really. A non biased opinion is everything because this person has a blank slate and they have clarity on just what you're telling them, not blindsided by other things going on in your life or other things that they know about you. And so that's why I wanted to create this space to be able to share, to be able to vent, to be able to do whatever. It's a stress reliever, because we need that. We need that. I don't remember having any place to really go as a kid or growing up as a young woman to really just talk about certain things because I grew up Baptist and we went to church all the time, but there was no like safe spaces to talk about things. Like it was just weird. I remember starting my period at church and like it was just so weird because it was like, oh, go by swear. This is what you do. That's it. Like we never talked about what it means, what it like. I don't know. Maybe y'all had a different talk, but things the way I think things should be and explained now that I'm older and I see things and I work with young kids and things like that. And I've worked with them over the years. I kind of see how this goes. And like, we really need to start modeling for our young ladies the behavior we would have liked to see from our parents, you know? Because they need that. They need spaces like that because you're really, when you're growing up, you're trying to figure out who you are. You're trying to, I'm trying to become a successful young woman, but I don't really have anybody to go to, anybody to talk to. It's kind of like I'm having certain thoughts. I don't have a place to go. I don't know. I don't want to talk to my mom. I don't want to talk to my sister because she's going to tell. Like, like you're in this space where you feel like you don't have anyone. And so the Grace Girls community is all about that. I want everyone to allow themselves grace because we're all human. We all make mistakes. We all go through things, and this is just a space where you can just be able to share and see that you're not the only one going through it, sis. Like, you're not the only one going through it. We're not going to sit on here and act like we haven't all thought about driving off a bridge. Like, everybody's thought about it because there's just times in your life where you feel like you're not worthy, you're not where you want to be, but allow yourself grace just means that we're learning to live and be happy with where we are, but knowing that we're working towards becoming better. And so, having a positive mindset and having people and other women around you to help you keep your mindset intact is so important. And so, I was struggling with that. And so, what I decided to do was create my own community. And so I wanted to be a community of love, peace, and safe, where people feel safe, where women feel safe, and they feel like if they need something, they can ask. I want everybody to be able to come together and all be on one accord. And, no matter where you live, where you're from. And so that's why I wanted to create this space because it's a space of imperfect women, imperfect. No one's perfect. Striving for success and just positive vibes. Positive, positive vibes. Um, your mindset is everything. Your mindset can determine so much in your life. The people you're around, your environment, the things you do on a daily, all of that plays a role in your mindset. And you believing what you say about you. You believing what you say about you. So if you say you're going to do something, you believe that you can do it. I'm tired of riding around or talking to my sisters. I'm saying sisters, not necessarily just biological because I consider all black women or women in general my sisters. And they're saying, "Oh, I'm never going to be able to do this. Oh, but you have this. That's why you can do this. Or you don't have this. That's why you can do this." Like, stop saying that. Like, stop looking at other people's lives and comparing your lives to theirs because we're all different. We're all faced with different challenges and trials and tribulations. And we all have baggage. We all have suffered from trauma, but everybody's baggage, trauma, trials, tribulations, all that stuff is unique to them. It's all unique. And so you can't spend time comparing yourself to other people You can't spend time comparing yourself to other people because everybody's journey is different. Everybody's journey is different, and so you have to give yourself a little grace. You know, work on thinking positive. Buy yourself some affirmation cards. They sell them on Amazon. I'm looking to we're looking to come out with some. So my husband was talking about launching some for married couples, the ones that we use. And then, I may try to, I don't know, because I'm coming out with a journal. And so I kind of wanted to include, I don't know if I want to include them in the journal or separately. So I'm still trying to figure that out for my Grace girls. Because I want you guys affirming yourselves every single day. Like, you got this. You're beautiful. You're creative. You're smart. You're successful. Like, these are things I want you saying about yourself daily. Daily. You can check, like, I like to swap my stuff out weekly. So like I said, I have dry erase markers that I write on my mirror, and then I also have cards that I made. So I kind of want to get those into a package. I can share those with you guys, and you guys could be able to purchase those and use those as well. So yes, my book should be coming out soon, guys. I'm working on it. So this year I, wanted to make sure that I get all resources that I use out to everyone. I'm going to be sharing some other things that I'm using for you guys. But I want to close with this quote. A beautiful day begins with a beautiful mindset. So every day you wake up and you're looking all cute and you get all cute, I want you to think positive. Think that the day is going to be great. Think that you're going to get things accomplished. Positive vibes only. Okay? A beautiful day begins with a beautiful mindset. So let's shift those mindset, ladies. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and tune in for the next one. I'm on a roll, super excited. Um, but if you have any comments, suggestions, topics that you would like to discuss, you can DM me. I'm at Mrs. Y Now is your time on Instagram. At Mrs. Y Now is your time. You can DM me any questions, any topic suggestions that you have. But until next time, I'll see you guys in the next one. Well, guys, that concludes our episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Allow Yourself Grace podcast. For additional information about today's episode, please click the link in the show notes below. To learn more about our Grace Girls community and other resources we have to offer, head over to www.allowyourselfgrace.com. Until next time, Grace Girls, I love you all. Be blessed and continue to strive for success.